I decided to build this DIY foldable sawbuck to save my back cutting firewood and save time overall in the cutting process. I did this just using 3 pieces of pressure treated plywood along with some nuts, bolts, and screws. Let me show you how. With lumber prices still high, I didn't want to purchase any new wood for this project. Thankfully, I had some spare pressure treated wood from a previous project. For my sawbuck, I used 1 2x4 and 2 2x6s. If you are purchasing lumber, then I recommend you purchase 5 2x4s instead. I only used the 2x6s as that's what I had on hand. All lumber is 8 feet long. First, I cut each piece down to 4-foot lengths on the miter saw. Cutting these reminded me that I need to work on my miter station to make cutting longer pieces more efficient and safe. Look at how disappointed I am at forgetting about gravity. Next, I ripped the 2x6s in half on the table saw. You can skip this step if you're using all 2x4s. Now I'm taking 6 of the newly ripped pieces back to the miter station and cutting a 45-degree miter on one end. These will act as the feet to the sawbuck. I'm using carriage bolts and butterfly nuts to attach the legs because they're easy to use in the field and require no tools. And they're fun to play with. I played with the width of the opening at the top of the sawbuck where the logs will be resting and settled upon what I thought would be a good balance for the size of the logs I'm cutting and my height. Then I drilled holes for the bolts, hammered them in, and tightened with the butterfly nuts. Make sure you pay attention to which way the feet are facing, as I will learn in a minute. Before connecting the legs, I wanted to mark the angle where the top rail will sit. To do this, I set the legs to 90 degrees and marked each side with a pencil. This will save time with alignment later. Then I simply screwed in the bottom rails on each side. Well, it should have been simple, but I made 2 mistakes here. First, I realized I attached one of the legs backwards, so I took the bolt out, flipped everything, and reattached. Not a big deal, but an important detail to pay attention to. A bigger deal was how I connected the rails. Make sure you set them up so they can act as stoppers for the opposite leg. I had to remove each rail and attach again. Thankfully, sawbucks are meant to get beat up. Otherwise, I would have had to deal with some unsightly screw holes on each rail. At this point, I was concerned that I might have made the sawbuck too short with too wide a base. But after testing the height with my chainsaw, I figured it'd be worth a shot to keep moving forward. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I propped the sawbuck against the wall and set the angle to 90 degrees using the marks I made earlier. Then I attached each top rail. I recommend attaching a few screws to the rail first to make installation easier. And with that, we're done. Nothing to do now but test it out. One thing I was worried about was if the base was too wide to support the weight of a heavy log. So what safer way to test it out than to prop a log on it and jump around with all my body weight. Despite the look of introspection on my face, I was pleasantly surprised with its stability. I don't think I'll be putting anything heavier than myself on the sawbuck, so as far as I'm concerned, mission accomplished. Nothing left to do but cut some wood. I've got to say that the sawbuck greatly improves the wood cutting experience, and for only about a half hour of build time, the sawbuck will save me hours of work time over its lifespan. Now I just need to build better wood storage for my firewood. Perhaps more on that in a future video. For now, thank you for watching.